Good evening. I believe we are live. I wasn't quite ready for that then.
I think we are.
Oh, good evening, everybody. I am Pixie from Planet Pixie. I plan weddings and events with a difference. I am joined this evening by Sandra from Laurie G. I will get it right this time.
Laurie G. Bridal.
Talking about wedding dresses. Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, Pixie. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Sandra Cook. I am the co-founder of Laurie G. Bridal Studio. We are a wedding boutique servicing brides across Derby. Well, we're based in Derby and across the East Midlands. We are an award-winning boutique. We have won the English Wedding Awards 3 years running for the East Midlands area, and we also won overall Bridal Boutique of the Year 2019. So that's kind of who we are. So there's two.
We literally have a winner.
Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's lovely when you get recognised for what you do, and
yes, definitely
services. To be awarded for good customer services is really good, because we pride ourselves on customer services and aftercare service, not just selling dresses. So yeah, it has been really nice to win 3 years on the trot.
That's amazing. So how did you get into it?
So Laurie G was founded in 2006. So we're almost 15 years. We'll be 15 years in business in January. The idea to open Laurie G Bridal Studio came from my sister. She is Laurie G, Lorraine. And she has been a bridal wear designer for wholesale prior to opening the shop. So she went from uni as a fashion student straight into wholesale bridal wear. And she worked her way from junior designer up to head designer for a large PLC wholesale company here in the UK. And basically hit 30, was married and basically traveling the world. And her husband was obviously here in the UK. So decided that really wholesale wasn't for her at that time, and that she needed to make a change. So she decided to change from wholesale into retail. And the idea to start the shop came from there. So she went about trying to find a premises that was suitable. And then I had just sold a business in Dublin, and my parents were like, go over to England there now and help your sister start up her shop. So that's what I did. So
no wonder you're winning awards with those strengths behind you.
Yeah. So our parents have always been in business. I've been in business since I was 19. Obviously, prior to Laurie G, I've went into accounting from school because that's what my mum and dad wanted me to do, to go into the family business. And then when the family business was sold, I retrained and opened a dog grooming salon in Dublin, which was very successful. I came to the UK to train because there was no training in Ireland at the time. And then I had a bad car crash and couldn't do it full time because it's quite strenuous. And I trained to be a fitness instructor. And then I went from there to open my own personal training gym. I qualified in nutrition. I started studying holistics all those years ago. So I've always had an interest in what my sister did, but I personally had no fashion experience. And the opportunity, as I say, arose for me I had just sold my gym, and I was kind of bitten and bobbing, not doing a huge amount of anything. And my parents said, you know, go over and help her. You've got the accountancy experience. You know how to set up a business. You've done it several times before. So I did. So she had the wedding dress experience and I had the business experience. So it seemed like a good combination.
Good pairing.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. That's how it started. And yeah, 15 years, we're still here, going strong.
15 years later, still going. Good evening to Polly and Frankie. Thank you for joining us. If you are watching along, comment, say hello, let us know you're there. And if you're watching on the replay, #replay, so we can catch up with you later.
Very good.
So you've been going for 15...
January will be 15 years, yeah.
Where are you based?
So we're based in Derby. We're just outside Derby City Centre in a little suburb called Allistry, which is great because we're like a little precinct of shops, parking outside the door. So it's dead easy for brides to obviously pull up and pop straight into the shop. Which is also a big thing is, again, when girls are picking up their dresses for their wedding, because obviously we can put it straight into the car. There's no walking through town with dresses, things like that. So yeah, we're in a really nice little spot.
That's fab. So what's the process when a bride comes to see you? Where do you even start?
So we would always recommend brides, once they have a wedding date and they have a venue booked, then they need to, obviously, next step would be the dress. For the reason being, you do kind of need to give yourself 9 to 12 months to order a dress in, because some of the dresses are anywhere between 4 and 6 months delivery. And then we still offer the alteration service and all of that. So therefore, we need time to do that. So most of our girls would have anywhere between 2 and 4 fittings. And then obviously we steam the dress and get it ready for the girls to pick up the day before their wedding, if that's what they want. And we even then offer a service where we go and dress them on the day if they want us to. So we always recommend 9 to 12 months you need to be looking. And realistically, 9 months in advance, you need to be ordering. To do it all stress-free, you need to be ordering 9 to 10 months in advance.
Quite a process. So when a bride comes in and some brides, I'm sure, where would you start if somebody came in and was like, need a dress, don't know what I want?
So you do get brides that do that. I would have to say most of the girls today have done their research before they come in. So 9 times out of 10, when they have booked an appointment with me, we only work by appointment. So they book in advance, they come in. 9 times out of 10, they'll either have been recommended by a previous bride or they found me on the internet. They found me on the web, Instagram, Facebook, whichever. So 9 times out of 10, they'll have gone on my website before they come in to see what I stock, what labels I stock, because obviously the labels I stock, nobody else in my area can stock those labels. So there's a minimum of a 15-mile radius between shops stocking the same labels. So the labels I stock, Derby can have it. Yeah. So you do get exclusivity. So like one of my labels, I have a 50-mile radius because it's quite an exclusive range and it's a more expensive range. So therefore the radius I have is 50 miles. So the nearest person to me selling the same range is actually Birmingham. So it's quite a distance away.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say well, I'm in Birmingham, so I know that's quite a way. So we were having a quick chat before, weren't we, about COVID just before we came live, and Polly's just said her daughter's lost her job at Wed to Be, which I presume is COVID related.
So obviously we're a small independent boutique where Wed to Be are quite a big, I think they're national now, to be fair. They're in most cities. And they work differently to the likes of us. So Wed to Be, you do your appointment, you buy off the peg. So you can take your dress away on the day. So, but they're a huge company. And
you tailor, don't you?
Sorry?
You guys tailor dresses, don't you?
So yeah, so we order the dresses in for the bride. So they will try on my sample and then we obviously measure them and order into their nearest size. And then we fit the dresses when they come in. So we do all the fittings in-house. So we have 2 seamstresses and then my sister, say Lorraine, obviously that's her thing, is pattern cutting and design. So she oversees all the fittings with the fitters, with the seamstresses. So there's always 2. There's the seamstress and then Lorraine. And Lorraine does direct people as to what she wants them to do with the dress to make it 100% right. So that's really Lorraine's department. I'm more the sales on the shop floor. I do get involved in the fittings, but it's more to have a chat with the brides than it is to do the fittings.
Well, I, on my second screen here, have your website open. So should we have a cheeky look at some of your dresses and see if there's any advice that you can perhaps give, maybe different styles to fit different body shapes and things like that? Because obviously not all styles are going to suit everybody the same, aren't they?
No. So you have here on the screen, I think, is it Ophelia?
It is. I've cheekily started on this one because this is my favourite.
I know. You said. So Ophelia is part of the Ricky Dalal collection, which is an Israeli designer. They're very, very different. very innovative dresses.
I'm going to click on the back.
The young girls just love them. They're just so different. Some of them have a bit of a sexy look about them. You know, they're quite sassy, some of them. Ophelia, the skirt on this is quite a big skirt. So it's probably borderlining on the more traditional, but as you can see from the bodice, it really isn't a traditional dress. And not everyone could pull this off, obviously, because there is absolutely no back in it.
Yes, well, that would be me, as much as it's my favourite dress.
But yes, so I mean,
I think I'd need an order with Harley Medical first. It is beautiful. Now, there was a range, wasn't there, with some more retro kind of.
So the retro label we do is called Brighton Bell.
Brighton Bell. Let's have a look.
Brighton Bell, yeah. So they're the 1990s retro looking dresses.
I say some of these are beautiful. They're all beautiful.
They are lovely. And I don't know how girls actually make a choice because they are all gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't think that's where I'd be most decisive.
And that's why it's always good to do your research online before you come in and have a short list of dresses you think you'd like to try.
I have an idea. Should we have a look at this one? I'm not sure if everybody can see these.
So B on our website is in black and white, and she is a really, really beautiful dress on. But the bodice is in black here with the black detail. That can be done in any of the colours that are available. There's 70 colours basically available in that satin. So Brighton Bell is part of a bigger label called True Bride, and this is one of the labels that they have within their company. And they do obviously bridesmaids as well, and they've 70 colours, as I say, in their bridesmaids collection, and you can have any of those colours in this dress.
That's a fab way of getting to make sure your colours match.
Yeah, so they're really popular from that. I mean, there are a few other there that you will see on the Brighton Bell collection, and again, some of them have coloured tulle underneath. You've got Brooklyn there. I think on the website she's in purple. Personally, at the shop we have her with a pale green underneath, and again, she's gorgeous. I had a girl get married in lockdown when we were allowed to have 30 guests, and she wore Brooklyn with the green. And she had her registry wedding, and then they just had a house party because obviously they could only have 30 people. But she still wore it because obviously it's perfect for the smaller wedding.
And it's lovely. The little detailing in the fabric's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, little polka dot. And that's in the skirt as well on that, the tulle of the skirt. So yeah, she's a lovely little dress. But as I say, there's quite a few of the Brighton Bell that come with colours, which is really nice for girls who want to be do something a little bit different.
I love this one. I love this one because
with the sleeve.
They're lovely if you're a little bit conscious, but not overbearing.
Bonnie has a big seller for me. I've done well with Bonnie, I have to say. She's been a big seller. And it's funny because it's across the board age-wise as well. I've had older ladies who have worn it. And when I say older ladies, you know, girls for the second time round who don't want the big wedding dress second time round, but they still want to feel like the bride. So Bonnie has a really good dress for me, I have to say. I love it myself.
Obviously, when we came onto your website, I was saying, obviously not all dresses are going to be suitable for everybody.
No.
What body shape would you say this would be ideal for?
To be fair, this retro style is really suitable to anybody. And we say the dresses aren't, but this retro sort of style is because they're all nipped in at the waist with the fuller, obviously, short skirt. So I would say most brides could wear this Brighton Bell collection if that's their style. But obviously it needs to be their style. It needs to be their thing to wear retro.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I mean, from that point of view, a square body, and I don't mean to say square, but somebody with a very boyish figure, something like Brighton Bell can actually nip them in at the waist and give them a waist that they don't naturally have.
Create that shape.
Yeah, create that shape for them. So from that point of view, Brighton Bell is really quite suitable to most girls. The other great thing about this collection is the structure on the inside of the dress is really well boned. So even girls who have quite a large chest, it works because the structure on the inside of the dress allows for a bigger bust. So Brighton Bell's a really good collection really for anybody. Where some of the other ranges we do, obviously we do a plus size range, which you've just clicked on. We do 2 plus size ranges. We do Allure Woman, and we also do True Curve. And True Curve and Allure Woman are great because they are for the fuller figure. They are designed specifically for the fuller figure. So they start at a size 16, 18 upwards, and they go up to 36. So these dresses are fantastically structured inside for girls with the fuller figure. So I have to say, I love personally dealing with the girls coming in with the fuller figure because we really have got a great collection to show them. And when they just feel amazing. You know, they can't believe the structure inside makes them feel as good as it does. So I'm
the first one to say that you shouldn't have to feel like you need to lose weight for your wedding unless that's what you want.
No. Well, I always say to my girls,
and there's people taking diet pills, it drives me crazy.
No, well, I don't agree with it because, as you know, my background was fitness and nutrition before weddings. So I'm very anti crash diets. I'm very anti diet pills or any of these mad fads that people do because they just don't work. They might work in the short term, but long term they don't. So I'm a big advocate for healthy eating and exercise, and everything in moderation is my motto. Nothing's out of bounds. But as I say, I always say to the girls in the shop when they are of the mindset that they think they need to lose weight for their wedding, I always say, well, he proposed to you as you are now, so why do you want to change? You know, he's marrying you.
That is the best way to put it. That is the best way I've heard someone put it, definitely.
Yeah. And I understand girls do want to lose a half a stone or a stone. You know, that's fair enough. Some girls,
if you're doing it for yourself, then I'm, all for it. But as long as you're not doing it for anyone else, if it's change you want to make within yourself, carry on. But for the sake of giving into pressures, it's not for me.
I don't think so. It's not right. And I think, like I say, he's marrying you as a person, not your size.
Yes, definitely.
Whether you're wearing a 12 or 14 or 16, he really wouldn't know the difference anyway.
No. And if he doesn't want to marry you at any size, do you want to marry him at all?
He's not the boy. That's it.
He's not. So a little birdie tells me that you have a new range in.
We have. So just before lockdown, we had notification that our new Maddie Lane collection was due. So it was actually delivered about 2 weeks into lockdown. And that's throughout the whole of lockdown, we still took in all our deliveries for both our brides and for ourselves. So this is the new Maddie Lane collection. It's an Australian collection. They are absolutely fabulous. I just adore them. The fabrics they are spectacular. They're
this one's beautiful. I'm half using it.
A good mix of dresses, a good mix of dresses, styles, shapes. So yeah, I have to say, I mean, obviously we only came back to work since the 4th of July. Our appointments are definitely less than normal because of COVID. We have 2 big bridal suites. We're only using one for the simple reason we don't want people crossing over on appointments. So we like people to be gone before the next one comes. So obviously we're spreading things out a bit more, and we're only using one of our big bridal suites. So we haven't had as many people through the door as we would have normally this time of year to obviously try these on and everything. But in the last 2 weeks, well, they've been great sellers for me. So
I can see why
are coming for these, which is fantastic. Really,
I can see why. So this one is one of my favourites from this range. What shape? What would you say? Who is this ideal for?
Again, this is quite a traditional style, really. It is not a full skirt. This is actually quite more like an A-line. So it does nip you in at the waist. As you can see, it's not very long in the body. It does nip you in at the waist, but it doesn't come out on the hip to give you a bigger hip. Some of them can be very nipped in high on the waist, which can obviously give you a bigger hip. This one doesn't. It's quite soft and it flows over your hip. So again, you know, a girl who maybe is conscious that she has a little bit of a tummy and doesn't want it to be seen. Girls who are obviously small on top, but obviously larger on the hip. Again, this will really suit them because they're going to cover their larger part, let's say, and make the most of their assets, which is their little top half. So this is a really good dress for somebody who doesn't want a fitted dress, who doesn't want a fishtail that's, you know, really tight and fitted around their bum and their thighs, and somebody who kind of wants a more whimsical wedding, as in, you know, a soft floaty skirt. It's slightly more boho without being over boho. So it kind of suits several types of weddings. So you could have a boho wedding with this. You could have a beach wedding with this because it's actually quite light.
Yes.
You know, your teepee, your marquee, this would all fit, you know. But again, it would fit somebody who was having an English country garden wedding because, you know, it's got some floral detail in the lace that's on it and things like that. So again, it's very hard to say, you know, a particular shape for a particular girl, because actually I always find the dresses in a way take on girls' personalities as well. Like you can have two girls that you say are the same size, they're both blonde, they're both slim figured, but the same dress might not look brilliant on them. And the reason for that is actually personality. You know, what kind of a girl are they? What kind of venue are they getting married in? What kind of picture have they created in their mind for their wedding? And that does play a part in it too. So I do always say I think sometimes the dresses kind of take on personalities.
Do you find that skin tone has much of an impact on dresses? I mean, I'm rather pale, and I sometimes think if I was to put a white dress on, I'd just look like Casper. So
obviously all the designers do lots of colors, and when I say lots of colors, they're all within the bridal palette, you know, the pale palettes, and some of them then do obviously, like the Bright and Bell, darker colors as well. But most of the dresses come in ivory, and they also come in a tone of a blush pink, and then some of them will come in like a mocha. So it could be like a mocha stretch fabric underneath with an ivory lace over the top, so you'll see the color through the ivory lace. But
is that what they've done with these ones?
Yeah, they're mochas underneath, so you can see then the detail shows up more. And you could so India there, she's in mocha with the ivory lace over it, so it means the detail stands out a little bit more, but it also means skin tone wise you're not wearing a white ivory. We don't really stock white dresses anymore in the shop. We don't get much call for them, and the reason for that is I think a lot of whites kind of have a bluey hint to them. And if you are like my skin tone is pale, that I'm almost blue in the winter, so a very white dress just wouldn't sit on my skin tone. It would be too blue on me. So we don't actually stock white. White of olden days is really ivory of today. So most
I guess tradition as well. People, you know, the purity of wearing white is.
Yeah, well, it's not really the world we live in today, is it?
No.
Although I would say there are probably some girls that are still very religious when they come in, and you know they feel they want to wear white. But probably I think
the market, so we're all right there.
So yeah, I think the white of olden days obviously is more ivory today. You know, ivory today we consider the white really. But some of the designers have beautiful colors to put, as I say, under the laces, the mochas, the creams, then there's the blush pinks. Some of them do like a rose gold. So some of them are really, really lovely. And it does mean that the detail on the lace does stand out better.
They are, it's beautiful. Like that one would be, that's incredible.
Yeah. But
I like to ever wear that dress, but it is beautiful.
Yeah, and you need the figure to wear a style like that, definitely.
Yes, most definitely. So where can people find you? Other than obviously your beautiful website with your cheat links to your Facebook that were there a moment ago. But
yes. So obviously, yes, our website is Laurie G Bridal Studio. Just put that into any Google search and it'll come up. We're based, as I say, in Allistry in Derby. We are on social media, i.e. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, them all, as just Laurie G Bridal Studio.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. It's been lovely to talk dresses.
Lovely to talk to you too. Thank you, Pixie.
Thank you very much. So I will pop you backstage, as Danny would say.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll come back and join us anytime you get a new range in.
That'd be really nice. Thank you, Pixie. That'd be fabulous.
Oh, thank you very much. So thank you for joining me. So like I say, if you catch us on the replay, #replay, and we'll come back to any comments later on. And if you wish to join me tomorrow evening, I will be joined by a lovely couple who do wedding music with flutes and harps. So if you would like to join me then, I'd love to see you. Thank you. Bye.